Hey everybody, welcome to Winter War 2015 by LegionBattles.com as well as Dota Store Peru. Shout out to those guys for sponsoring the tournament and helping with everything along the way. As well as I'd like to say that you can pick up the ticket in Dota TV now. It's available for $1.50 and it comes with a pretty ballin' Skywrath Mage staff. So hopefully you feel like checking that out, and if you pick it up, I hope you enjoy the item and all the games that are going to be coming to you from Winter Wars 2015. I am your host, Wolf Dota. Joining me is a friend of mine. How's it going, Hans?
It's going well. How are you doing today?
Good, 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 good. Should be a good game. Nice, it started very nice and quick. Didn't have any problems with the lobbies or anything like that, so that's always good to have. But we've got Hidden Holders going up against Forbidden Mistakes. The Batrider Zeus band out from HH, and the Doom Faceless Void from FM. First pick overall was the Tide, then Ogre Rubik, and then the Lich. So interesting picks. I like the early Rubik pick up against Tide. Nice grab there, but your thoughts?
Absolutely. I'm wondering if it's going to be a dual offlane with the Tide Lich. Use it to control the offlane, make it a little stronger.
Okay, yeah. Maybe boost up the Tide's levels a little bit, deny a creep form early, maybe go and stack Ancients once or twice, and then leave him alone once he gets level 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I like the Rubik pick early, though. Lots of teams won't grab, I feel like, way too long to grab their supports, especially supports like Rubik, who I wouldn't have been surprised if H8 had banned him. Usually when you pick a Tide, you want to get rid of the Rubik, just because
Absolutely.
anytime he snags Ravage is devastating.
And to be perfectly honest, he's a strong hero against almost any lineup. There's
Hmm.
never not a good skill for you to steal. So, with the tanky Ogre Magi, then you got some control with the Rubik. I mean, it's a perfectly fine support duo.
Hmm. It's not a whole lot of AoE control, but I imagine we'll look to see them get some cores along those lines. They obviously can't grab the Void, but maybe they could pick up a Magnus or something along those lines and get a little more crowd control that way. Timbersaw and Silencer were the bans for their respective teams. The other thing too is stealing Chain Frost. Good spell.
Absolutely. Even just for the mini stun.
Yeah,
As
just
silly as that is.
yeah. Cancel that TP. But there's a lot of stuff that they can manage to snag through it. Oh, they're going to ban out the Weaver and the Skywrath Mage for the respective teams as well, and they quickly grab a Death Prophet. So they're
You were
looking.
talking about AoE, so there we
Yeah.
go.
Oh, and then the Bristleback. This will probably be a. We might see either an aggressive tri lane with the Bristleback in it, or more likely we're probably going to see him in this farming the safe lane. I also wouldn't be
Yeah,
too surprised to see the Lich maybe kind of roam between lanes and just help out whoever's in trouble. As shitty as the position as that is, maybe roam back and forth between the safe lane and, sorry, the off lane and the mid lane, and just kind of stack the Ancients on the way, because both Bristleback and Tide can clear them up pretty well. And then
yeah.
he can also deny creeps wherever he is, so he'll get a little bit of experience that way and can keep up.
Yeah, it's not too hard for a Lich to catch up if he's greedy with his sacrifice.
Yeah, just make sure you use it every time. But that's not to say he's not good to sit in lane and spam that Frost Blast. That's unreal sustain,
Yeah,
especially once he gets those tranks up and running.
yeah, and against a kind of squishy hero, it is infuriating.
And it's not much against Ogre, but it can force back a Rubik pretty easily. I'm curious
Yeah,
if this is going to be like a tri lane coming out from Ogre Rubik Death Prophet. And I know that sounds kind of weird because usually you want Death Prophet to get her experience quick and get level 11 and all that stuff. But with the amount of spam they have, so they've got 2 stuns, 1 position stun, and then they've got all of them have pretty solid nukes. So once they're all level
yeah,
2, the amount of control and damage they have would be pretty tough to deal with, and it's very good up against Tide because it won't Kraken Shell won't matter. So
yeah.
maybe they'll put the Bristleback in the off lane, Tide safe lane, level
And if
safe.
you were gonna do something like that, I imagine the Death Prophet would pick up an early level in Silence,
Hmm.
which would then put even more control onto their side.
Yeah, Viper is the pickup for Forbidden Mistakes, so I imagine that'll be their mid hero.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? Viper with Rubik and Ogre would be really good too. I anytime a team has ambiguous lanes, I think it's good. It helps them out, gives them a lot of options as well as making it very difficult to draft up against hidden holders. They're gonna pick up the Slark as well. Magnus then banned out by Forbidden Mistakes. So interesting pickup Slark. I like the hero. He's kind of fun to watch. You can get some interesting pickoffs and very ballsy pickoffs as well.
Yeah. Some good stuff to purge too. I mean,
Hmm.
Viper Strike, the Silence.
10 seconds to go.
Viper Strike Silence. You can purge lift halfway through it, or purge off a multicast if it's dinging on you, if it's timed right. So you can get out a lot of these stuff. Plus, none of these heroes, other than Ogre Magi, if he's lucky, do like they're not Lenas or Lions or anything like that. So they have it
Yeah,
takes
just
them a
be able to
moment.
burst them down. Yeah.
They need a moment to kill him, and if he's able to, turn around and leap out of there, he's able to get away, and then Viper won't be able to just finish him off with his dots either, which is a good call. The Meg,
Well,
go ahead.
while hidden holders do have 3 melee cores,
Hmm.
I'm not too concerned about it because they are 3 melee cores that are incredibly hard to kill.
Hmm. Now, if the Viper's able to pick up his eggs early, it'll be devastating for the holders.
Hmm.
Tide not so much, but it'll really mess with the Slark and the Bristleback, who rely on their movement speed to be able to get in and around out of fights, as well as because Bristleback wants to go in for a little bit.
10
Once
seconds
everybody
to
starts
go.
hitting him, turn around, run away, and then come back in after a little bit and kind of dodge in and out like that. Same with the Slark. They both play very similar how they function in the fights. Vector's going to be the ban for the holders though.
Reserve time.
And Forbidden Mistakes, and they could run Viper in the off lane, but I think that'd be pretty not great. So I'm assuming it's Viper, Death Prophet in the mid and safe lanes, unless they go aggressive. I mean, there's so many options, but
Yeah.
I don't. Going aggressive against a Lich is pretty solid, and the holders they don't have their second support yet, so they can kind of counter this here, whatever core they pick up with this.
I,
But
I really think they do need a true late game carry though,
yeah,
because
maybe.
so far Slark will wreck anybody in the
10
late game
Mhm.
seconds to
that
go.
they have.
If it goes past 40 minutes, Slark's going to be a terror to deal with. Death Prophet does start falling off. They and hey,
There's one.
yeah, and this is what I one of those heroes that we were talking about earlier. They didn't have a big controlling teamfight ulti, but now
Yeah.
oh man, well, more stuff for Rubik to steal. But now they have the Medusa, so she can get off that Stone Gaze, control everybody up, and
Yeah.
save them in the late game.
Well, I'm not loving the fact that hidden holders have four melee and 1 ranged, and forbidden mistakes have 1 melee and 4 ranged. That makes things difficult.
Mm,
Lots of survivability on the side of hidden holders, but to see how it goes.
yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot to switch my HUD back. I just have to that. There we go. And
So while he's doing that, I will introduce the hidden holders. We're gonna have Age playing the Omni Knight. Run Bitch is gonna be playing the Bristleback. Supplitent or Axlius is gonna be playing the Tide Hunter. Blue is gonna be playing the Slark, and the Lich is gonna be played by Izayla DLL.
you had way too much fun with run or run bitch run. What was it?
It's Run Bitch.
It's
but
run
please
bitch.
get it right. Get it right.
You had way too much fun with that. For
It's
the
a good
side of
name.
Forbidden Mistakes, it's going to be Allison on the Death Prophet.
30
Rubik
seconds
is going to
to
be handled
play.
by Wing. The Ogre is going to be played by Key Cell or Catpaw. I'm not sure which is the tag he wants to go by, so I'll call him Key. Pain for everybody is going to be playing the Medusa. And last but certainly not least, the Viper is going to be played by Weed. Oh, interesting here. And a very aggressive smoke. Is this... Oh. Is this some next level... Level 1 roast strat? Yes. Oh my goodness, it might be.
And here we go.
They could...
No, it's just movement in
No.
the enemy jungle, it looks like.
They're
And
just...
they get popped?
No, it just wore out. They popped it out of the well
Oh,
and
okay.
then walked under a ward. That's not great.
Yeah, it's super not great. Also, I think that the Rubik's name is Wingle,
Is it
which
Wingle?
is pretty great because he evolves into Pellistorm. Um,
No. It's good. Good stuff. Either way,
so,
aggressive
Slark
tri-lane with the Tide.
and Bristle mid. No, just a Slark.
Okay, so...
So it looks like they're gonna send Bristle solo up against the Viper up top, and they're gonna put the aggressive tri-lane that is Lich, Omni Knight, Tide in the aggressive
Yeah.
offlane.
I'm not too sure about that. I don't think Lich is ever good in an aggressive position. I think
Yeah.
he's like the pinnacle of a defensive support in that
Yeah.
as far as lane control goes. Maybe not spells per se, but definitely lane control. And I mean,
And as far as
whatever.
the laning stage for Omni Knight goes, it's not even there.
Yeah, it's not a thing. Well, I guess Lich did start with ice armor, so value, right? That value 3 armor.
Ooh,
But
Slark.
yeah, he was dropping pretty low. I think he's gonna have a pretty tough time up until once he gets 6, he'll be okay. It's just gonna be getting there because of things like that. The Crypt Swarms are gonna make it very difficult, and whatever one of their melee cores they put up against this Viper was gonna suffer. So I think they made the right call putting the Bristleback up there. I think anyone else would have suffered too much, but Bristleback with
Yeah.
the passive will be able to survive a little bit at least.
And it looks like he's trying to rush down a ring of health. He got pulled some tangos, and so that'll give him a little bit more sustainability.
Mm. And in case you're wondering, no, I didn't crash. I was just setting it to offline, so I didn't get any pop-ups.
Good news.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Anyone who's tuning in. By the way, quick shout out to Twitch chat. Everybody watching. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the support.
I'm not loving this aggressive tri lane.
No, it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Tide is still level 1. Medusa, Rubik, and Ogre are all level 2. Lich is like they're all still level 1 except for the Omni Knight. I'm not even sure how that's a thing with a Lich in the lane.
Yeah.
It's rather unfortunate. I think what they need to do is rotate the Lich out, have him go stack Ancients and deny mid. Oh, that's gonna suck. And then the Omni needs to go and help out Bristleback up top. He can sit behind him and use Purify, or the Lich can go do that and Omni can stack in the jungle.
Wait. Did this Lich, or did the Omni Knight get a stats?
No, he just hasn't put a point in.
Okay, sorry.
There's going to be a lift onto Lich. They might look to go. Ogre's not there. He doesn't have the stun, but meanwhile, I missed the first blood top. The snake comes through and doesn't kill the Lich. Looks like Viper was able to chase down the Bristleback at about level 4. Able to chase him down and finish him off. There's a little bit of action bottom and top, so...
That was a pretty dang close first blood, too. The Viper had 3 stacks of...
Wills and only like 100 some health.
Wills on him, and not too much health, so... Pretty dang close.
Yeah. And one other thing I'm noticing is because the Medusa, she's going for points and stats and Snake, which I think is fine. But look at how low the mana is on all these heroes. They just never have any mana to use. She just wastes all the creeps that are gone and tosses out the Snake. It bounces off of all 3 of them and the range creep, and then she gets all of her mana back. It's very tough for them to deal with. And that's why I think...
went for Frostboss as opposed to Sacrifice, which really does make a big difference.
And
I
so
don't think the little bit of harass, the 1 or 2 Frostboss you get to throw out before you can level up Sacrifice is really worth it.
Yeah, and not to mention that they're now missing out on that experience. The lane should be... They should have a lot more experience than they do, and they should be denying a fair bit more than they are. Oh, somehow Ogre and Rubik, or just the Ogre solo smokes, I guess. He might rotate in the mid lane. He rotates in the mid lane. They'll be able to pick the Slark off. Death Prophet's level about to crack 6. Oh man, the Slark! No, he's being so greedy.
Going back now?
The illusions, they're gonna chase him off a little bit. I definitely thought the Ogre was gonna rotate through and hit him with a Fire Blast or a club or something. But he decides not to.
I mean, he had 53 health. If he'd smacked him, he would have got it.
Yeah. And Viper's about to crack 6, and this is when Bristleback just... he can almost not be here. They really needed to pull these supports out and have them start stacking for their cores. Bristleback, great at clearing stacks, especially if the Omni Knight's there for a purification right at the beginning. Soften everything up and just keep the Bristleback full. Lich can
I
sit
think he might get
behind.
gone right now.
Bristleback?
This Viper could dive really easily right now. He's got a full creep wave. Yes, there is a creep wave incoming, but he's got 2 levels on him.
Yeah, we'll see if he wants to go.
Extra armor.
He's already turning around, though, is the thing.
Yeah.
The leg. The leg. The leg is real.
Problem ass.
Yeah.
So they need to do something different in this bottom lane.
They're not
sapping their Tidehunter, who's not going to get anywhere anytime soon, and their 2 supports are still in the I can't do anything stage.
Yeah, I really think they were going for that. We're thinking about the level 1 Roche. Bristleback hadn't skilled anything yet, but he could have gone with Nasal Goo, and then Tide could have gone with Gush. So you break it with the first Nasal Goo, then quickly Gush Roshan, and then you can start stacking up the Goo, and you've got a fair bit of minus armor. And I mean, none of them click particularly hard, but with the Omni Knight, if you want, he could... I would say Degen Aura would probably be better than the 1 level in Purification. But they might have... I don't know. It was something I thought they might be willing to try. Lich Armor is pretty effective against Roshan. That attack slow and the stacking slow from the Omni
Yeah.
Knight. Pretty decent.
And Goose is crazy.
Yeah, you get 4 or 5 stacks of that on there, and then a gush every now and then.
Yeah.
So, it might have been something to try. I think if they had a different core, like if they'd picked a Luna instead of the Slark, it would have been easy.
Yeah.
That extra damage from everybody
Yeah.
would have made it very easy to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Or a Wraith King.
Wraith King, I think, is a little bit too obvious. So
Yeah.
that's why I didn't say it, just because if they had, maybe mistakes might have gone for gone and checked it a little
Yeah.
earlier, but either way. They were probably hoping to find somebody in the jungle, but they shouldn't have, they popped smoke just a little bit too early, unfortunately. Weren't able to swing through. And quickly going through the farm, it is everybody on mistakes farming very well. They're significantly ahead in all of their lanes. The Death Prophet's 35 compared to the 6 of Slark. Viper's got 35 as well compared to the 10 of Bristleback, and Medusa's got 24 compared to,
24.
I guess, the Tide Hunter's 10, but hard to compare them. Oh, in the bottom lane, Rubik's gonna get pounced up. Stun comes out onto Blue. Gush comes out onto Wingle, and he's gonna drop down. The Lich able to pick that one up. Medusa doesn't rotate through. Had a snake. Might have been able to finish off the Slark if it had bounced through the others, but not gonna go for it. Oh, interesting nonetheless. She's now got a point in Split Shot. No points up in Mana Shield yet, but definitely going for the farming build. I wouldn't be surprised to see her go another point in Snake, and then at level 6 get Split Shot again, and then just go into the woods, or have somebody start stacking Ancient for her. That kind of a build. He's gonna go bottom. Lich goes down, and the Tide. They're able to pick up a double kill as I clicked away for just a moment there. Rubik and Ogre rotate back through, get another set of kills, and at this point they're very far ahead. Medusa can just leave her Aquila on, and they can take the tower whenever they choose.
Yeah, and they've moved the Omninar upstairs, so I mean, yes, the Bristleback can handle this pull fine, but he also has to be careful because his Viper
Has a mech now.
Doesn't have to be afraid of them and could just come in and kill whichever one of them he wants, really.
Lark CP'd in. He might look for a go on the Viper, but Viper's quite a ways back and gonna spot him out, I think. Maybe no, he wouldn't have seen him yet. Oh, Death Prophet does Death Prophet things in the mid, takes it actually without using Exorcism. So very nice for her. Gonna help out her team quite a bit. Yeah. Early phase of this game, and whatever Medusa chooses to go for her. I mean, it's 8 minutes in. She's got about 40 CS. Her phase as well as Ring of Aquila, 2 kills, and 1,400 gold in the bank. So she wants to go for the Lincolns, which honestly I don't think Lincolns would be terrible this game. It'd block a Gush, a Goo, and a Frost Blast. But it depends how farm orientated she wants to go. Sometimes Medusas get it just for everything it gives, like the stats and the regen and stuff like that. We'll have to see what she wants to. She might just go for the Yasha Mask of Madness farming build too.
Yeah.
Either way, it looks like
Scotty and kill everybody.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it, but lots of people down bottom.
They're picking out the Lich and the Tide. They think they want to go on it. Death Prophet's got her ulti. She's going to rotate through. Throws out a Quip Swarm. That connects. Does a lot of damage. Lich gets stunned up. He's going to get slowed as well. Mystic Snake, that's going to finish him off. Actually, Death Prophet is able to get it. Tide, not a lot he can do about it. Fortunately, his friend goes down. And Death Prophet pops an Illusion Rune. And hasn't popped her ulti yet, which is a good call. If the Glyph comes out, they probably don't even need to use her ulti, honestly.
I don't think they will, no.
No, they'll be able to take this pretty quick.
I think she'll just wait until she hits level 11. I mean,
yeah,
it's only a 145-second cooldown, but they might try and push another tower here. I don't see what they can do to stop it.
Oh, Tide! He's gonna go down! Oh, he gets hit by the Crypt Swarm and the Snake!
They'll definitely go for tier 2 then.
Yeah, her ulti comes out immediately, and they're pinging it out hard.
I mean, they could glyph right now.
Yeah,
they
but
have the refreshed glyph.
It comes out, and unfortunately, I don't think this is gonna do much. There's another creep wave showing up in just a moment, and
yeah,
they can clear this one with a Crypt Swarm and a Snake so fast. it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Death, got about a quarter of the time left. They'll probably might not be able to get it, but they'll be able to do most of it right here. Tide, he doesn't even have Ravage. Scratch that. They can take this. It's just gonna Frost Armor the tower though. Gonna help and
Yeah.
slow things down a little bit, but they can just siege it. Clark's not rotating through at all. He's got a Haste Rune and Brown Boots to his name. Omni Knight's nowhere near. He doesn't have a TP. Bristleback can't rotate out. He doesn't have one either.
And the thing is, everyone who is involved in that tri-lane is level 5 or lower. So what are they really going to do up against this, Stone Gaze and...
Dyer's bottom towers.
Yeah, it's just not a good thing.
The tower does get denied in the end, but at the same time, they're now down. Yeah, he's going to get stunned up. Oh, man, that does a lot of damage. One more hit. There it is. And that's actually going to be Medusa getting the kill on Lich, and Clark goes down in the mid lane to the Death Prophet.
And all of a sudden, she has 2,800 gold.
Medusa, she's pretty much got whatever she wants. First item, Rapier? You think so?
Dyer might want to
No?
Let's do it.
Yeah? No. That's a terrible decision.
The worst idea ever.
So, I imagine Medusa's probably just going to go for a Yasha. Actually, goes for the Ultimate Orb, so maybe rushing the Scotty. That's not a terrible thing either.
Could be getting a Manta as well, though.
Yeah, I think
Kind
if...
of a backwards way to get it, but...
Yeah, I think if she had got into the Yasha and more fighting items to keep up this kind of push and aggression, would have been a little bit better, but we'll have to see. As Ogre is rotating through, he's going to get a stun off on the Bristleback. Rubik's there, he's got a lift. No, there it is, he comes out. Going to pull the Rubik back, or sorry, the Bristleback back, and Stone Gaze is going to come out, but unfortunately that doesn't do anything. Oh, Tide turns around though. There's going to be another stun onto Ogre. From the Ogre, he manages to get the Bristleback. Ogre almost going down. But now the Omni Knight, Slark, and Lich are here. They might be able to clean them up. Omni Knight throws out the Repel. Pounce connects. No, it doesn't. Somebody was just TPing out. The Ogre makes it out. Medusa throws out a Mystic Snake. She turns on a Mana Shield. The mech hits her, and she gets her Mana refreshed. Death Prophet comes in with a big Crypt Swarm as well as an ulti. They're going to get two. Double kill for the Death Prophet. She's looking to finish off Age, and she has a Yules. It's going to be there. That's going to be a full 5-man wipe coming out very quickly and very early on in this game between HH and Mistakes. And that's actually going to be a GG. So they're going to go ahead and call it. And the gold graph is 6k, the gold graph is probably 14,000 in favor of the Radiant. The experience was a little less, but unfortunately that's how it goes sometimes. So I would say that was a draft error. I don't know if they were necessarily outplayed as hard as that game makes me think it was. So much as an outdraft. So hopefully they go...
As much as it was that, it might even have just been an out-laning stage. They could
Yeah.
have moved around, figured out better options in the early game, and taken that in a different way, but...
Well, that's going to be game one. We'll be back shortly with game number 2.